Modified this example a bit to get some interesting solutions. Let us see what happens. So first of all, we will write down the system in matrix form, but before that, as we need the number of unknowns in order to decide whether the system has unique or infinite solution. So let us check the number of equations and unknowns. Here you can see that the value of m is 3, that is number of equations. And can you spot the number of unknowns? There are 4, right? X, Y, Z and W. So now I will write down this system in matrix form and I will consider the augmented matrix. Now this third row, writing this third row is important because you can see that there are only 3 variables, that is X, Z and W. Where is the variable Y? Variable Y is absent, it means the coefficient of Y is 0. So don't commit that mistake. So over here I will write 5. Coefficient of y is absent, so it means its coefficient is 0. Now coefficient of z and at last coefficient of w will come. Now the unknown matrix and the matrix of constants. So now our aim is to convert this matrix to echelon form. So what is our process? Our first process is to shift all the 0 rows to the bottom, but it does not have 0 rows. So directly I will circle the leading coefficients. Now once you circle the leading coefficients, our next job is to check whether the second condition is satisfied or not. So in the second condition, what should happen is all the leading coefficient from the second row onwards should be on the right hand side of the leading coefficient of previous row. But in this case you can see that 3 is not on the right hand side of 2, it is exactly below. Similarly 5 also is not on the right hand side. So therefore we have to make this 3 and 5 0 by making the use of this first entry, that is 2, but we generally try to make that entry as 1 in order to simplify our calculations. So if we divide first row by 2, we will get half, right, in this and rest of the positions, but I don't want that. So how to bring 1 over there then? What is the easiest way? Did you spot it? Actually it is R2 minus R1. So I will perform R2 minus R1, then I will get 1 in picture and then I will swap the rows again. So first of all let me perform R2 minus R1. Now I will shift first row and second row. Now with the help of this entry we have to make this 2 and 5 0. So what I will do? I will perform. Now you can see that again I will circle the leading coefficients here. Again the process is same. If you get 0 row in the matrix at this second row position, shift it to the down and check the echelon form conditions. Now over here no 0 rows yet, so again we will circle the leading coefficients. Now we have to make the help of, take the help of this 5 to make this 10 as 0, but you will see that making that 5 1 will put us in trouble because we will get fractions if we divide by 5 to the second row. So instead of doing that, what I will do is I will divide third row by 2, because if you divide third row by 2 then you will get 5 there, and that will be easy for us because I will get 5 there and simply I can subtract R3 minus R2. So I will say now I will perform R3 minus R2, this will be equivalent to. Now you can see that all the 0 rows are collected at bottom. Now let us check the second condition and you can see that the leading coefficient 5 is on the right hand side of this leading coefficient 1. So both the conditions are satisfied, therefore this matrix is in echelon form. Now what about the ranks? So in order to understand the rank, just see the matrix before this line and you can see that there are only 2 non-zero rows. So therefore rank of A is 2. So here rank of A is 2, and if you see this whole matrix as a whole, still the rank is 2. So which is equal to rank of augmented matrix, which is less than number of unknowns or equal to number of unknowns, that we have to check now. as we can see that number of unknowns are 4 x, y, z, w, so which is less than number of unknowns. So, therefore, our system has infinite solution. So, the next question is number of parameters. So, number of parameter is nothing but number of unknowns minus the rank we get. So, it will be 2 in our case. Now, first of all we will write down the equivalent system and then we will see that parameters should be used for which variables. Yes, now since I have written the equivalent system, now if you see this system properly, now we have to use variables, I will say parameters for 2 variables. So, the question is, so we should use them for which variables? Let us choose the variables for which we are going to use the parameters. So, we have to pick 2 variables now here, not 1, just keep that in mind. So, let us try w. Always we think of the last equation in order to use parameters. Okay. So, first of all I will think of w, we will use t parameter for w, and for z we will use s. Now, since we have used 2 parameters, now next question remains is we should be able to find the values of rest of the variables. So, which are the variables left out? X and y. Let us see. So, if I put the values of y and z in this second equation, let me call it as 1 and 2, then I will be able to get value of y, and if I put the value of y in the first equation, and we will also put the value of z in the first equation, and we will get the value of x. So, this will work. So, we will use the variable parameters for w and z. You can use for other 2 variables as well, like y and z or y and w, and you can explore. So, we will use for w and z. So, I will say put w is equal to t and z is equal to s, where this s and t belongs to R. Now, let us put w and z in 2 to get y. So, 5y z is s plus t will be equal to minus 1. Therefore, 5y is equal to minus 1 plus s minus t, and therefore, our y is equal to minus 1 plus s minus t upon 5. So, that is our value of y. So, we got y, we got w, we got z. Now, x is left out. Now, we will put the values of w, z and y in 1. So, I will say put, but I do not think we will need value of y in order to, we need value of y and z. So, I will say put y and z in 1 to get x. Now, here we got fraction, right. So, we can avoid the fraction. How we can avoid the fraction? Instead of using the parameters for w and z, even we can use the parameter for, let us say, y and z. Then I think we will avoid fractions. So, this also you can do, but we have used it for z and w. So, we will continue. So, once I put the value of y and z in 1, what I will get? X minus 2 minus 1 plus s minus t upon 5 and plus my z is s is equal to 1. So, let us simplify it. Therefore, over here, therefore, x will be equal to 1 plus 2 upon 5 inside the bracket minus 1 plus s minus t, and it will be minus s. If you want, you can simplify it further. Let us say 1 plus, if you put 2 by 5 inside, it will be minus 2 by 5 plus 2 by 5 s minus 2 by 5 t minus s, and you can combine this s terms together and you can combine this constant term. So, 5 minus 2 will be 3. So, it will be 3 upon 5 minus 2 by 5 t, and this 2 upon 5 minus 1 plus 2 upon 5 minus 1, outside it is s. and 2 minus 5 will be minus 3 upon 5. So, this is equal to 3 upon 5 minus 2 upon 5 t plus 3 upon minus 3 upon 5 s, and if you want you can pull this 1 upon 5 out. So, this is equal to 1 upon 5 inside 3 minus 2 t minus 3 s, and this is nothing but your value of x. So, we got all the values of x, y, z and w. So, I will say therefore, our x is 1 upon 5 inside the bracket 3 minus 2 t minus 3 s. Our y is minus 1 plus s minus t upon 5, and w is t and z is s. But our variables are in the order x, y, z, w, right? So, z is s and w is t. So, z is s and w is t, such that st belongs to R is a solution set of given system. So, this is how we can solve the system of linear equations by using Gauss elimination method.